G'day cocktail lovers. I got a new whiskey this week and it sounds pretty special. It is this one. It's from the Archie Rose Distillery in Sydney. It is Smoked Heritage Rye Malt Whiskey. This is distinct from peated whiskey, which gets its flavour from using peat in the roasting process. This is using wood to smoke it. This is another wood smoked whiskey from Archie Rose, came out last year. It's smoked with red gum. This is a single malt whiskey. And I have two cute little sample bottles of peated whiskies. Now, this one would be familiar to anyone who's a Scotch lover. This is Lagavulin 8-year-old single malt. There are not many peated whiskies in Australia, but this is one. This is from the Bakery Hill Distillery. This is their peated malt. So I'm going to get two smoked whiskies, two peated whiskies, and compare them and see how I think they relate to each other. I'll try my new purchase first. Gotta love it when you get that first pop out of a bottle, plus the glug 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 from a new bottle. One thing I noticed first is the smoked whiskies are much darker than the peated whiskies I have. For instance, Lagavulin is quite clear, and the Archie Rose is a nice golden amber colour, and I'm interested in the difference on the nose too. It's very smoky, very much smells like wood smoke. Peat smoke, I think, is a bit earthier. They're actually not that far apart aroma-wise for me. I'm not very good with the old tasting notes. I think a hardcore peated whiskey drinker would pick huge differences between them. I think the difference is comparatively subtle, but it is there. But taste, this is what I'm really interested in. Double checking the strength, it's 49% ABV, so that's 98 proof. That would account for it feeling quite warm going down, which is an interesting combination that the smoky taste is there as well, and there's more figurative heat in there as well. It's got some really nice sort of almost apple flavors, but it's like toffee apple, that's what I'm thinking of. It's like a slightly burnt toffee apple. You know, it's a particular taste if you like toffee that's slightly burnt, you get a bit more flavour. That's the vibe I'm getting here. It's like toffee apple. This is the other Archie Rose smoked whiskey. This is a single malt as opposed to a rye whiskey. Yeah, and very similar smoky nose. Because I'm not as into smoked and peated whiskies, I think I find it harder to pick differences in the notes in them. I just get, oh yeah, smoke. Like in a really pleasant way, like reminds me of a barbecue in a good way. This is a lighter whiskey to me. Doesn't have those more robust flavours that the rye malt brings in. So this to me, this is more honey than that really strong toffee flavour. They're both really nice. Interestingly, that red gum single malt is higher alcohol content, 53% as opposed to 49%, but the fact that it is not rye still tasted a bit lighter to me. Now the Lagavulin is similar to the first one, 48%, but in terms of taste, this is more vanilla to me. And I think a lot of people say, oh, tastes like Band-Aids, like iodine. That is a thing with some scotches, and I am getting a bit of that there. It's not my favourite. I do actually significantly prefer the Australian ones, but certainly not terrible. Last comparison, the Australian peated malt from Bakery Hill, and give that. That is the peat on this is lighter on the nose than the Lagavulin. In terms of taste for the Bakery Hill, it's also a bit more vanilla to me. I'm not getting those iodine notes that I got from the Scotch. So yeah, I much prefer this to the Lagavulin. No, again, if you're a big Scotch fan, I'm thinking Rob from Rob's Home Bar in particular loves the Lagavulin. I don't hate it, but that little iodine note that you get from it that I'm not getting from these other ones, it elevates the other ones above it for me. Well, that's my fun little exploration. Difference between wood smoked and peat smoked. Honestly, for me personally, not a huge amount. I feel like I could tell the difference between the wood smoke and the peat smoke. I should do a blind test to really judge whether or not I can tell that, but just having a shot in the dark here. And essentially I think the big difference between wood smoked and peat smoked is peat smoked tends to have an earthier quality to it, and the wood smoked ones really remind me much more of barbecue smoke, in a good way. Again, not my number one choice in whiskies smoked, but I like variety, which is why I have these different whiskies. And yeah, just if you're outside of Australia, you are almost definitely not going to be able to get these Australian ones I have. But what I'd say to you is wherever you are in the world, there are probably some local or near local distilleries that are doing interesting stuff, and you should seek them out, because even when you don't love something, at least you're exploring something new, and I really enjoy doing it. And I'm going to do some more, and I hope wherever you are, you're enjoying what you're drinking, and I hope to see you again soon. And I will say bye for now.